Are you going to accept submissions from the public to put on the site? And the answer is no. And the reason is we can't, if we didn't receive it directly from the manufacturer or make it ourselves, we can't guarantee that it's authentic. And a lot of the authenticators or graders, if you read the terms and conditions, they say, well, this is an opinion. We don't guarantee the opinion, essentially. So for our users, we want everybody to be guaranteed that everything is 100% authentic. So the only way that items will be on the site is that they came directly from the manufacturer, whether that's Marvel, that's DC, that's Funko, that's Upper Deck as the manufacturer of the cars. Everything is directly from the manufacturer, guaranteed authentic. The one extra step now with the comics is we're going to seal it, authenticate it with a code, and allow you to be able to verify that authenticity with a QR code. On the Funko Pops, we've actually taken a step further where we've actually embedded a microchip into the Funko Pops as well for another level of authenticity and security. So it's an RFID, you'll be able to wave your phone over, it will take you to the authentication site and verify that the item is authentic, came from Collect Forever, directly from the manufacturer. And you'll be able to have some of those upgrades eventually on the comic book side as well.
Great.
Really? You have a mobile device, get it to work, get it in there, she'll pull one up, yeah. Oh, I know, I'm like, scan it with the camera, and they give you a we gotta hit the 4,000.
Alright, cool. So tell me what you would like to tell us about, and then I'll get some questions coming in from Gareth. I just emailed.
Yeah, no problem. So Collect Forever is our new site where we're going to be selling figurines and comic books. Basically, the site functions very similar to the pre-order system that Previews does. We'll be able to go in, select your comics, and essentially they are put into an online account for you. Every comic is put in what we call a soft slab, so they're all sealed directly from the manufacturer. They're marked uncirculated. They have a QR code for authentication so that everyone has a serial number, so you'll be able to verify that they're authentic if you ever send them home. And then they're essentially marked with all the vital information you would want to know. So is it a variant cover? Who are the writers? Who's doing the story art? When it was released? Things of that nature. All out of the box, which is pretty exciting. Essentially the comics are stored in our vault. You can leave them in our vault. So if you're in a house where you don't have a lot of space, or you have a significant other that's complaining about the amount of long boxes that you have, you can actually keep it in our vault unless you want to ship it home. So everything can be shipped home whenever. You can send it home right away if you want. If you want to read it, you can cut, obviously, the slab open. If you want to leave it in here to protect it, fantastic. Now, one of the really cool parts about Collect Forever is the variants are being kind of democratized. So most of us who go into a comic book shop and we're looking for the variant, we have one of two scenarios. It's either marked up to a pretty high price so the comic book store owner can pay his bills, or it's kind of set aside for their favorite customer, their best customer, things of that nature. So a lot of us never get to see the variant cover.
Right.
In this scenario, the variant covers are being distributed randomly. So if you have a variant cover that is a 1 in 10 dealer incentive, it will be distributed on a 1 in 10 basis to the customer.
Okay.
If there's one that's 1 in 100, it will be distributed to the customer 1 in 100. Meaning, if there's a variant for Action Comics you have, and it's a 1 in 10, you have a 1 in 10 shot when you check out that you're going to get the variant cover, which is very exciting. That means everybody has the same chance to get a variant cover, basically a free upgrade to their purchase, which is really cool. So that's kind of the nutshell of Collect Forever.
Okay.
Everything comes directly from Marvel and DC, sealed as soon as we get it, so everything is uncirculated. It's probably the best condition comic that you'll ever be able to buy.
Got it. Okay. It's
Different, right? So if you're somebody that is a little bit old school and you buy 2 copies, one to put away, one to read, you're still probably going to want to go to your local shop and grab your reader, right? But if you're strictly buying just to set aside and collect, you know, this is a good way to make sure you have a mint copy, and then you don't have to bring it home. You can leave it in the account. Now, one of the cool parts about the EPAC account, so EPAC was started 7 years ago on trading cards, is not only can I leave it in the account, but I can actually trade my comic books with other users. So if you have a situation where you missed a month of your favorite comic, you know, you can go in, buy a couple copies of another comic, and then maybe trade into the comic that you missed. Or you didn't get the variant cover that you wanted, somebody else did, maybe you got a variant cover that you're not as crazy about, you can trade one variant cover for another variant cover. So you have this community of people now where you can go old school, I'm on the playground trading for other people. Or, depending on what kind of collectibles you're into, maybe you're into cards, maybe you're into figurines, now I can trade my comic book for a figurine, or I can trade my comic book for a trading card, or a trading card for a figurine. So if you're not a Funko Pop collector, but we put a Funko Pop on there that you really want, you know, maybe you don't want to really have to buy it. Now I can trade one of my other items into it, which is a very cool proposition as well.
yeah. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, you